and encouragement, I wouldn't have been sitting in front of you today. Without their encouragement, I wouldn't have been here today. Rhythm is what I'm going to talk to you about. Rhythm is a beautiful word, but understood as complicated when a professional touch is given to it. We all have rhythm inside. We are not devoid of it. The smallest activity you do has got rhythm attached to it. Be it walking in the morning, be it jogging, workouts, cooking, doing the smallest thing in the house, working in front of the computer, using the keyboard. Even fighting has rhythm. When you fight with your mother, it's subtle. When you fight with your father, it becomes stronger. And when you fight with your wife, rhythm goes hayward because he doesn't know where to go, whom to support. So, rhythm is a very, very important part of our life. Many times you must have observed when you travel by train, particularly in non-AC coaches, the noise is too much. But a particular rhythm is there when the wheels of the train touch the tracks. In fact, many times complicated rhythm patterns are formed when this happens. So, friends, there are numerous examples like this where rhythm is attached. In fact, the whole universe is rhythm oriented, one can say. It's a very important part of our lives. So, when we do our daily routine, office work, in front of the computer, it becomes monotonous. It is monotonous when you do the same thing again and again every day. So, when you attach rhythm to it, it breaks the monotony and makes the work interesting and less strenuous. I have experienced this as I was also working for a reputed bank in Delhi for around 22 years, along with being a musician. So, when I used to work in front of my monitor, some rhythmic patterns went on behind my head, and I used to just enjoy it and get my work things done faster than others. So, if you have rhythm in yourself and realize that rhythm is very important part of your life, then life becomes much easier. All the things are done very easily. Now, we all know there is rhythm in us. How to make it interesting? How to give it more importance above just being a part of us in our day-to-day activities? Sometimes you automatically dance or automatically tap your legs to the music going on around you. You enjoy it. So, whatever you may be doing, otherwise, you are diverted and you keep doing this apart from doing your routine work. So, that is where the interest in rhythm begins. Your interest in rhythm begins. When that is tapped by maybe your parents or your friends, encouraged, that aspect of you is encouraged, you should think about the learning process. For learning process, the initial requisite is the interest in that particular activity. For example, rhythm, we can start learning Mridangam, we can start learning tabla or drums or whatever. But in my experience, I always felt, be it rhythm or music, learning a classical art helps you to do so many music oriented, in fact, helps you to enter into so many musical genres in the future. Classical learning gives you the best foundation, I feel. Like I learned the Mridangam for so many years, started playing professionally for so many years. So at the age of 45, I started learning acoustic drums formally. But though the techniques were different, the rhythm in me helped me to learn faster. So technique comes by practice. So when your interest is tapped, that is a very important turning point, one can say. Like my mother tapped my interest because I used to break tables and chairs when I used to play along with radio music. Those years only radio was the only music available. It used to play throughout the day. We used to have this radio on. So she tapped it and put me to a guru. So when you enjoy rhythm, otherwise it's easier. You feel it is easy. When you get into formal training, you feel it's difficult because it is formal and you have to follow a grammar. But as the years go on and you sustain, that is very, very important, because you should not give up at any point of time. Because there are students who learn for 2 years, 3 years, when at the verge of being more competitive and their interests begin to increase, they give up for so many reasons. But here I would also like to say that even if you give up, the music and the rhythm, it can be revived at any point of your life. You have to practice for some days, but it can be revived. You don't lose, you can get it back. So initially the formal training seems boring to everybody, but it is not when you cross that point. So one more thing is that when you start learning, you have to do your time management. You are busy otherwise, studying or whatever, working. But time management is very important to sustain in your learning process. Friends, since I am in the wonderful lineup of wonderful dancers, I need to talk about my work with dance and dancers. I feel dance and rhythm are complementary to each other. If I can, I may say it's Shiva and Shakti. A dance is enjoyed more in terms of its rhythmic patterns, be it any classical dance. Rhythm catches the audience faster. So when there are compositions composed apart from traditional repertoire, the rhythm players, the mridangis and the dancer, they sit together, and I got wonderful experiences of composing for wonderful dancers, and I really relish all those sessions of composing, and when it comes out well on the stage, it is a bliss. So for composing, for example, you need to have a very good rapport with the dancer, And as a composer and player, I need to give importance to what is required by the dancer and what is his or her idea of the whole thing. I cannot just compose something in this pattern, this thala, and give it and ask her to match, ask the dancer to match. It doesn't happen like that. If it happens, but it doesn't give the output which is expected of. So we have for a new composition, say for around 20 minutes, whatever it is, we have to have number of sittings with each other and try out many permutations and combinations, write off many combinations, changes take place, and finally the end product is ready. And it is not that we always use the same product. Changes can be made later on also, because ideas keep coming in our minds, they don't stop, in both the dancer's mind and the rhythmist's mind. So this is how the composition happens, and it is presented, and it increases the repertoire. There are so many themes which can be incorporated in dance. I remember I was a part of a dance drama called Vaimanika Shastram, where the warfare, the air force, the plane, the aircraft, everything was explained through dance. That was a wonderful experience for me. So with this mudras and footwork, anything can be projected convincingly. You can understand what is happening. So now I would also speak about accompaniment to dance as an accompanist. I feel the duty of an accompanist is to give what is required and not what he or she knows. There are places where embellishments can be done, but by and large you need to accompany the dancer to lift the dance recital and not project yourself. It is always a teamwork which matters. When different talents are projected separately, the audience gets distracted and they get confused whom to watch, whom to listen to. When it is a teamwork, they all enjoy it as a package. So you need to give a package rather than separate things. So this is what is accompaniment about. Now we go on to the recipe part of it, since it is written, new recipe. So before that, I would definitely touch upon the teaching part of any art form. So in school also we learn the same subject which is taught by different teachers. But somehow you feel a particular teacher is giving you the best, or you are happy learning from that particular teacher. That is because that particular teacher made the subject interesting. So teaching is an art by itself. All performers may not be good teachers, all teachers may not be good performers. But teaching is very, very important. And it is more important to make it interesting so that the students are more inclined to take up the art form further. So now coming to recipes. By the word recipe, we straight away feel hungry. and straight away head towards the kitchen and food. Basically, food. In fact, a recipe is synonymous to food. So, like we try different recipes, we can try different recipes in art forms, particularly dance also. Trying different recipes in food doesn't mean that you are bored with the present dishes. You can't give up traditional dishes anyway. It is just changing the eating routine. You munch something different for a change. But the ingredients are the same almost. You don't change the ingredients, but you give them a different taste and different shape. Similarly, in dance and music, keeping the same traditional structure, we can give different recipes, or if you may call it innovation. For example, Alaripu, which is the first item in a Bharatanatyam dance recital, followed by the Pushpanjali, of course. So last year in December, in the Natyakala conference convened by Srimati Rama Vaidyanathan, I was given a slot titled Alaripu Adventures. There were 4 beautiful dancers, wonderful dancers, working with me, very talented, and I was supposed to compose 4 different Alaripus in 4 different talas, and they blended their own ideas to it. So it was an innovation and it was really adventurous. So likewise, we can try out many things, keeping the traditional structure intact. So when you try a recipe in your food, it misfires. Invariably, it misfires. You have to be prepared for that. Unless it misfires, you can't do a better job next time. If you are satisfied with whatever you have done, though it had misfired, that is the end of it. That's the end of the road. You can't improve upon your own cooking. So, similarly in music and dance also, it may not be accepted easily. Your innovation may not be accepted easily. But you cannot give up, and you should not give up, and you just need to go ahead and do it. So it will be gradually accepted. And it is not that in olden days innovations were not done. They were done. And there were grammatical errors here and there. But the students then didn't have the courage to question their gurus. It was like that. Nobody is to be blamed for that. It was done like that. It was taught like that. But these days, the students are smart and they question their gurus. And the gurus are also sporting to convincingly give their answers. So this is where I think the statement teaching also teaches you is relevant, I think. So new innovations have to be done for evolution. You need to carry the traditional items. You need to give new dimensions to them, new interpretations to them to take it to the next level. There are so many dancers over the years They have done so much contribution, they have given so much contribution, they have given their full heart and soul to so many items, so many compositions which are going to be alive for years to come. It is no meager contribution. So you need to grow. You need to, for growth, one more aspect for growth is discussion and observation. The more we discuss, the more we learn from each other, more we observe, more we try to do. For example, I was there in Ahmedabad years back for a dance recital. I had gone to accompany somebody. We were taken to a Kathak institute, a very reputed Kathak institute. The teaching was going on there, and we were sitting, and there was this particular tihai in Kathak which was being taught. It was very catchy, and it just occurred to me that we should do a similar pattern in the evening. That was the morning of the recital. In the evening we had the recital. So I thought we should do this Ardi in the evening. This Tihai converted into a Bharatanatyam Ardi. So I got an idea of it, and I asked the dancer if she can do it. She sportingly said yes, and I made a similar, not very similar, I didn't copy it. Inspired by that, I made a similar Tihai and it was done. So it was like, it's like that. You need to observe and discuss to grow and learn more and more. So friends, now we come to rhyme and rhythm. But before that, when I was mentioning about recipes, I forgot to make a point that new recipes and new innovations are open to criticism, and they should be also. But we should not take them into our hearts, take them very seriously, and stop doing our new innovations and recipes. When we climb a mountain on a trekking expedition, we come across so many hurdles in the form of bad patches, landslides, so many things, but we go and climb. We don't give up. So similarly, you should just keep going ahead, taking the good things from the criticism, and just go ahead and climb wherever you want to. So this point I wanted to make, which I forgot. Now rhymes and rhythm. Friends, I have a band called Dhwani, where me and my group members, very talented group members, Madipakam Suresh, Delhi Raja, Madipakam Murli, Gopal Sharma, Sai Kolanka. We try different genres. We try to enter into different genres of music. And I have myself composed a couple of numbers incorporating either a shloka or a tabla bowl into our system of rhythm. So I would like to share one of the first one, which is based on a shloka on Agora Shiva. It basically explains the 5 elements of Lord Shiva. So I would like to share that with you. 1, 2, 3, 4. Dim ta dim ta taka 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 dim ta dim kadim ta dim ta taka dim ta dim ta taka Tomnam Damarugam, Ditomnam Sitti Rupam, Tomnam Damarugam Sishti Rupam, Tatti Tomnam Bhujangam, Ditomnam Stiti Rupakam, Tomnam Bhujangam Sthiti Rupakam Takita Dina Tadina Takita Dina Tadina Takita Dina Tadina Tarikita Gada Takita Dina Tadina Takita Dina Tadina Takita Dina Tadina Tarikita Gada Takita Dina Tadina Takita Dina Tadina Takadina Tarikita Gada Takita Dina Tadina Takita Dina Tadina Takadina Tarikita Gada Takita Dina Tadina Takita Dina Tadina Tarikita Gada Takita Dina Tadina Takita Dina Tadina Tarikita Gada Tatum 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 Kata Tum Tatum 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 Ta Tatum 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 Kata Tum Tatum 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 Ta Tatum 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 Kata Tum Tatum 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 Ta Tatum 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 Kata Tum Tatum 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 Ta Samharam Magnirupam Totiro Bhavam Tukunchitam Samharam Magnirupam Totiro Bhavam Tukunchitam Takita tonga, takita tatonga, takita tatonga, 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 takita 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 tatonga, takita takita tatonga, takita tatonga, tatikita 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 ta takita 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 tatonga, takita takita tatonga, takita tatonga, tatikita 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 tikita 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 ta takita 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 tatonga, takita takita tatonga, takita tatonga, tatikita 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 dingita 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 kita tatikita kita tatikita tatum 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 ta tatum 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 ta tatum 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 ta Tatum 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 gata Abhayam Anugraham cha Api Panchakrutyam Swarupakam Abhayam Anugraham cha Api Panchakrutyam Swarupakam Tataka Juno Takati Pitaka Juno Tataka Juno Takati Pitaka Juno Tataka Juno Takati Pitaka Juno Takita Tong Takita Tong Takita Takita Tong Takita Tong Takita Takita Tong Takita Tong Takita Tong. This is just a rough outline I have given. It is accompanied by violin and different kinds of rhythmic instruments, ghatam, drums and mridangam, etc. It's just a basic, just I have shown you. So likewise, I have tried a piece called Metro. So I lived in Delhi for 40 and odd years, since I was 3 years old. And I shifted to Chennai in 2011. Before shifting, a dream come true happened in Delhi. Metro train network. The man behind, the legend behind the metro train becoming popular and making it possible was none other than Dr. Sridharan, then the chief of metro train. So since the advent of metro train, I always wanted to pay tribute to that great man through music. So I composed a piece called Metro. I mean, it's all symbolic. I just tried out something and it came out well. So that also I would like to share with you. 1, 2, 3, 4. Taka taka juno, 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 taka taka juno. Taka taka din, 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 taka taka din. Tadakatakadim, 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 dim ta tadakatakadim dim ta tadakatakadim dim ta takadim 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 dim ta tadakatakadim dim ta tadakatakadim dim ta takadim 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 tadakatakadim dim ta tadakatakadim dim ta tadakatakadim din tak takadimi takajunu takadimi takajunu takatagita 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 takadin din tak takatagita takadin din tak takatagita takadin din tak takadimi takajunu takadimi takajunu takatagita 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 takatagita. This was the one. This is actually almost 8 to 10 minute piece. Again, I have given only an outline of it. So similarly, I have taken tabla bowls, which I learned from my good friend, my senior friend, Govind Chakravarti ji, who is a great tabla player from Delhi. So we did a piece called Confluence, mixing north and south rhythmic patterns, in which it was in Misra Chapu Talam, which is Rupak Tal for in the Hindustani system. So I would like to give you a small gist of it. It is set to Dharmavati Raga. The Hindustani system, they have this lehra which goes on and the tabla player plays. It was a similar idea. This lehra will go on and we used to exchange our turns in playing Hindustani, saying Hindustani bowls, playing that in Mridangam, saying our bowls, playing that in tabla. So this was one more piece which we tried out. So one more pattern in this was So it was very interesting to work in this combination. So likewise, we can incorporate any kind of poem also to the rhythmic patterns. It has to be done. It has to fit into it. It takes time. Like I said earlier, any composition will have to take it. You have to give it time to come to a finishing shape. So, when we talk about poem, a simple poem can also be incorporated into rhythmic syllables, into rhythm basically. So I'll take a small example of a tiny tot poem, Baba Black Ship, have you any wool? Yes sir, 3 bags full, one for the master, one for the dame, one for the little boy who lives down the lane. So I am going to take 5 jatis, what we call jatis, 5 different segments, 4, 3, 5, 7, 9. First I am going to say this poem in 4 beats, then 3, 5, 7 and 9. One, two, three, four. Ba ba black sheep, have you any wool? Yes sir, 3 bags full. One for the master, one for the dame, one for the little boy who lives down the lane. Takadimi takajunno, takadimi takajunno, takadimi takajunno, takadimi takajunno. Ba ba black sheep, have you any wool? Yes sir, 3 bags full. One for the master, one for the dame, one for the little boy who lives down the lane. Takita 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 takita. Ba ba black sheep, have you any wool? Yes sir, 3 bags full. One for the master, one for the dame, one for the little boy who lives on the lane. Takita 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 taka takita takata taka takita taka takita. Ba ba black sheep, have you any wool? Yes sir, 3 bags full. One for the master, one for the dame, one for the little boy who lives down the lane. Taka takita, raka takita, raka takita, raka takita, raka taka takita, raka takita, raka takita, takita, taka dimi, takita, taka dimi, takita, rakita, taka dimi. Ba ba black sheep, have you any wool? Yes sir, 3 bags full. One for the master, one for the dame, one for the little boy who lives down the lane. Takita takadimi, takita takadimi, takita takadimi, takita dimi, takita takadimi, takita takadimi, takita takadimi, takita. 1, 2, 3, 4. Takadimi, takatakita, takadimi, takatakita, takmi, takatakita, takadimi, takatakita. Ba ba black sheep, have you any wool? Yes sir, 3 bags full. One for the master, one for the dame, one for the little boy who lives down the lane. Rakadimi rakatakita, rakadimi rakatakita, rakadimi rakata, rakadimi rakatakita. So this was 4, 3, 7 counts, 5 counts and 9 counts in which the poem Baba Black Sheep was recited. I would like to conclude this session with a trilingual rap. The lyrics are composed in 3 languages by me, and I dedicate this to all the youngsters, aspiring musicians, drummers and other art forms. 1, 2, 3, 4. Tagadina takada, tagadina dina takada, tagadina dina dina takada, takada, takada. நான் பார்த்ததில்லை அந்த ஒரு பெண்ணைத்தான் அழகி என்பேன், அவள் அழகில் அழகை மயங்கும் என்பேன். நான் கேட்டதில்லை அவள் சொல்லும் வார்த்தைகளைத்தான் எந்த கவிஞனும் எழுதாத கவிதை என்பேன். தகதின தகதா, தகதின தின தகதா, தகதின தின தின தகதா, தகதா, தகதா. நான் பார்த்ததில்லை அந்த ஒரு பெண்ணைத்தான் அழகி என்பேன், அவள் அழகில் அழகே மயங்கும் என்பேன். நான் கேட்டதில்லை அவள் சொல்லும் வார்த்தைகளைத்தான் எந்த கவிஞனும் எழுதாத கவிதை என்பேன். तगदा तगदा दिन तगदा तगदा दिन दिन तगदा तगदा दिन 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 तगदा तगदा। देखा एक लड़की को मैंने जिसने मेरा दिल चुराया, मेरे दिल ने कहा ओ है सबसे हंसी, जैसे जुबान खुली उसकी एक एक लफ्ज़ ऐसा लगे सारी दुनिया में ऐसी कोई कविता नहीं। तगदा तगदा दिन तगदा तगदा दिन दिन तगदा तगदा दिन 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 तगदा तगदा। देखा एक लड़की को मैंने जिसने मेरा दिल चुराया, मेरे दिल ने कहा हो है सबसे हंसी, जैसे जुबान खुली उसकी एक एक लफ्ज़ ऐसा लगे सारी दुनिया में ऐसी कोई कविता नहीं। Tagada, 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 dina tagada, dina tagada, dina tagada, dina dina tagada, dina dina tagada, dina dina tagada. When I saw a beautiful girl looking pretty like an angel, then I thought the angel was the dream girl I was dreaming. When I heard her saying sweet and loving words pouring on me, they were sounding like a poem that she had written for me. Tagada, 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 dina tagada, dina tagada, dina tagada, dina dina tagada, dina dina tagada, dina dina tagada. When I saw a beautiful girl looking pretty like an angel, then I thought the angel was the dream girl I was dreaming of. When I heard her saying sweet and loving words pouring on me, they were sounding like a poem that she had written for me. So, I conclude this session with this rap, with an appeal to all the youngsters in particular. Please don't be scared of classical art. Don't be scared of the grammar in it, because as like you study your subjects in your school with grammar, various subjects, science, social sciences, chemistry, biology, physics. So this is also like one of them. And in fact, it's more interesting when you go deep into it. It's more interesting and encouraging. I'm not against the academic subjects, but you will feel yourself when you pursue an art form. Because I feel if learning stops, evolution stops. If evolution stops, the interest stops. And if the interest stops, then the art form vanishes. We have lost so many art forms, folk art forms, many art forms which were popular years back. They are nowhere now. It's a very sad state of affairs, but it is in the hands of you youngsters to bring them back and take forward our rich culture and heritage. Before winding off, I would like to humbly request everybody, dancers, musicians, and learners, non-learners, non-rhythmists, everybody, to please tap your own talent, or if somebody taps it, please accept it gracefully and do start learning, and don't give up your talents. As I said earlier, you can revive your talents at any point of your life. Even if you do something else in your life, you can pursue your passion any time in your life. I have also worked for 22 years in a bank. After 22 years, I gave it up and pursued my passion. I'm still doing it. So friends, do what makes you happy, be it any art form or anything. So I sincerely now thank the Tide channel for having given this wonderful opportunity to share my experience, whatever I have gone through, and really wish this channel goes to heights. Namaskar from Ramamoorthy Sriganesh.